Hello everyone, my name is Sumit Kaushal and I will be talking about geomagnetic storms today. For scary speculations about the end of civilization in 2012, people usually turn to followers of cryptic Mayan prophecy, not scientists. A report by a group of NASA assembled researchers described the consequences of solar flares unleashing waves of energy that could disrupt Earth's magnetic field and overwhelming high-voltage transformers with vast electric currents and short-circuiting energy grids. Geomagnetic storms are defined as a disturbance in the magnetosphere of the Earth due to near-Earth space weather that happens when interplanetary magnetic field turns southward and remains that way. These storms come from the coronal mass ejection of the Sun, travel about 4 million miles per hour, and reach the Earth in about 17 hours. The small storms last around 2 to 3 hours, but the big storms that are made up of clouds of plasma and magnetic field, by the time it hits the Earth they are as big as 50 million miles across and can take as much as 12 to 24 hours to pass the Earth. The geomagnetic storms are cyclical, they follow the solar cycle and they happen every 27 days corresponding to the Sun's rotation period. But others occur more frequently near the solar maximum after an 11-year period and are driven by both the interplanetary shock wave and the coronal mass ejections. Here you can see is the Earth is surrounded by its magnetosphere, which is the magnetic field of the Earth. Geomagnetic storms happen when a coronal mass ejection from the Sun arrives and wraps Earth's magnetosphere. Due to this, some loops in Earth's magnetic field on the far side of the Sun gets compressed and pinched off. This process, called magnetic reconnection, releases bursts of particles which stream towards the Earth along the magnetic field lines. The coronal mass ejections are explosions in the Sun's corona that spew out solar particles. A lot of material is thrown out in the solar wind. The coronal mass ejections can be dangerous when they hit the Earth. The particles released from these magnetic reconnections collide with gas molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere, releasing energy which we see as glowing lights of the auroras. Auroras or the northern lights are the only visible manifestations of these geomagnetic storms. Energy coming in our Earth's atmosphere due to these storms causes explosive release of high-energy electrons and protons in our Earth's upper atmosphere, where they strike the molecules of nitrogen and oxygen and cause them to glow, creating the characteristic greens and red display. Spring is the best time to view these auroras because the substorms that spark them are more frequent in the month around equinoxes. Plus, the longer nights provide great backdrop for these stunning displays. In the past, it used to be that people would see the auroras and saw these as omens of catastrophic events, but in fact there was nothing to worry about because there was no system that could be impacted. Now we have built a technological society that is highly dependent on GPS, highly dependent on the power grid, and the way we produce power is that we produce power where it is cheap and we move it to where we need it. When space weather happens, it impedes the ability to move power but also puts the transformers at risk. The extra voltage fluctuations produced in the transformer cause relay operations that can certainly prevent power lines from functioning. This can compromise the stability of entire power systems. In March of 1989, a severe geomagnetic storm caused the collapse of Quebec power grid in a matter of seconds. 6 million people were left without power for 9 hours with significant economic loss. Geomagnetic storms can also impact satellites and spacecrafts. Geosynchronized satellites are at risk of being exposed to a hostile environment. Changes in Earth's magnetic field confuse navigational sensors such as GPS and other communicational satellites. Aerial navigational systems can also be damaged by geomagnetic storms and can affect the airlines all over the world. Geomagnetic storms have the ability to cause cumulative damage to pipelines in form of corrosion. Electric currents induced by geomagnetic field variations can cause large voltage fluctuations damaging the pipeline and initiating corrosion. This causes the pipeline to suffer cumulative damage over time. NASA and the European Space Agency have launched satellites named SOHO and ACE to monitor the content of the solar wind and provide accurate space weather warnings. Whether the Mayans were onto something or this is just a chilling coincidence won't be known for several years, but until then, let's enjoy our Earth.